Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a Thursday morning edition of the Moose Minute Project on a hazy Thursday morning here in southwest Wisconsin. Moose Minute Project titled today, pardon me, what'd you say? That's right, the U.S. pardon from presidents. Yep, been misused by a lot of presidents. You can have many feelings all you want, but I have come to the conclusion that the pardons that I had in my head would be people that were falsely claimed or falsely accused, and it could be proven that would be issued a pardon. Get it? Fair. Unfortunately, going to, back to, I would say, yes, even Joe Biden, offering as many as he did. But I have a feeling Mr. Trump is going to surpass the amount of pardons issued by a president ever by the time he is done in 4 years. We just got notified of a few more on his list from a corrupt sheriff that he said he's a good guy. To the Grizzlies, Todd and his wife, who were on television forever for Grizzly Knows Best. Obviously, he knows somebody, and his daughter, Savannah, knew the right person and how to get a hold of him, and it doesn't hurt probably that Savannah was a young, good-looking female that could probably play Trump's heartstrings. They were guilty of defrauding a bank system of $30 million, and they were sentenced to 19 years for fraud. If I remember right, this presidency is running on looking for fraud and abuse. I think that's what they said. So it's kind of odd that we would be pardoning people. Oh, wait, they're rich white folks. Yeah, I get it now. They have millions. They probably have, I'm sure, swayed or helped his elections along the way, even though they can't prove it. Yep, and all the January 6thers, yep, pardoned, given a pass because, it is what it is. And I've heard enough that, Chris, nobody died during that. I don't have to believe that one. You don't have to die in order to have flashbacks and a bad life there of what happened January 6th. I'm sorry, but if you did what those guys did, I don't care what. You went across the line. You entered a place, you vandalized U.S. government property. You deserved to be in prison. Okay? That's my statement. If you are found of fraud and abuse and all of that, and you're found guilty for $30 million, you deserve to be in prison. See, we're always going back to, well, how do we fix this or how do we fix that? Or why are people repeat offenders? Well, let's see. Have we heard any more about Jeffrey Epstein and the people that were involved in his circle? No, not so much. Probably not gonna until they can get things doctored. And show everybody what happened and who was there and the logs and all that stuff. Probably not going to happen. I wonder if he'd have been pardoned after a while, if he wouldn't have killed himself or if somebody wouldn't have killed him or, multiple things like that. Are we just going to pardon people? See, I think there should be another step. Yes, I get it. He's the leader of the great nation. I understand wholeheartedly. But I think there should be more than just one step to where he can swipe his magical pen and release people and give them pardons. I understand if you want to cut their sentence down to from 19 years or whatever it may be, if you want to cut it in half and say, okay, you can serve 8 or 9. There you go. That's your break. But to just say, good for you, you serve 2, you're free to go. The word pardon just baffles me that we are allowed to do that. I mean, I get pardoning the one turkey on Thanksgiving, that gets to stay alive and gets to live its life out on a farm somewhere until it dies. But I don't understand. I was raised, if you do the crime, you do the time, and that's how it goes. But that's not the case. If you have enough money, and I think that goes along with DUIs, DWIs, anything along, and trust me, I could have been probably pulled over for a few of those. If you do the crime, you do the time. That's how I was raised. So, because you have money and you have lots of money and you can influence people, you get to go free. I think he also just pardoned one of the big gang leaders of Chicago. I thought that was part of this whole thing of getting rid of people like that, too. That's why we're deporting all these illegals that, dear jeepers, cripes, and illegal aliens and things like that just sits wrong with me with a name. They are migrants. Yes, they may be here through not proper channels, but I'm thinking most of them were doing better than P. Diddy, the Grizzlies, It'll be interesting to see how the P. Diddy case goes and who was all involved there. And if money sways any of that. The Kardashians. And if you have all the name and all of that power, do you just slide up the ladder of pardons? I guess I struggle. Because maybe it's because normal folk won't ever get a pardon. I think the first pardon by president was, by the way, in 1795 by George Washington. And it was people involved in the Whiskey Rebellion. The Whiskey Rebellion to me sounds like it was I got to research it more because it sounds like a good cause. If you're going to rebel over something, I'm sure they were trying to shut it down or trying to make it so you couldn't make whiskey. So the Whiskey Rebellion sounds like it was a good cause. But that's because I like Crown Royal. So to me, I could probably get behind and, have a rebellion with. But where the hell do we get the right to, and why do presidents get it has to go through nobody else? And then he's going to look into the people that tried to kidnap the governor of Michigan? Oh, wait, was she a Democrat? I think she was. That's probably a problem. Yeah, I'm starting to see a coincidence. I'm pretty sure all the people that stormed on January 6th were Republicans. Yeah, probably. Interesting. Just a thought. See, everybody will say now, Chris, oh, cripe's sakes, Chris, you're a Democrat. No, I'm not. See, that's the thing. Because there's a few of us that do this post that just don't agree with where the political things go. But it doesn't make me right or left. It makes me want to be an American and make sure it's fair for everybody. That everybody gets an equal shot. And then when you hear things of, well, Todd Grizzly doesn't look like a terrorist. Can anybody describe to me what a terrorist looks like? The people on January 6th, did they look like terrorists? Don't know. What is the description of a terrorist? So if a police officer would come up to you or somebody and say, could you describe a terrorist to me? What would you say? Well, pretty sure you would have multiple descriptions. Wonder how many of them would be white, rich. Interesting. The more you think about it, the more that racism is rampant in this country. And not able to speak English or whatever may be. I don't know. I guess I'm pretty fortunate to be a 6'5" white guy. Because I must not look like a terrorist then. So that's good. Won't be on the list to pardon or have to pardon, maybe. Hope not. Yeah, I don't think I got to worry about that. But it's a shame that we are going down the road we are going down. You know what amazes me too, and Biden did plenty. Trust me, he pardoned, I don't know, 4,000, I think, something like that. But he also didn't fully pardon all of them. He did lighten. Him and Obama did more cutting sentences than just allowing people to go. So there's plenty of options for a president besides a full pardon. But I think you have to have millions of dollars or be able to supply millions of dollars. And then you have to believe that he is king or the almighty. That's my feeling. In order to do that. So, with that said, thank you for tuning into the Moose Minute Project. May you not have to worry about if the pardon comes your way or not. May you not have to worry about asking for one. But that's where we're at. Have a good day today. Sun is starting to try to break through the clouds, and everything else is starting to lighten up here. But, yeah, take time to bless somebody today. And thank you for tuning into the Moose Minute Project. And again, pardon me. What'd you say? Have a good day. Talk to you later.